Hello and welcome to Show of the Week. You're watching Outside Xbox. I'm Jane.
And I'm Andy. This week I learned teamwork and cooperation from the best team ever assembled, Marvel's Avengers.
Hulk shook up Iron Man like a seltzer bottle and then sprayed him on the baddies.
They love each other, really.
Is so mean on old Tony Stark. First, he gets rattled around inside his Iron Man suit and then reminded of seltzer, which in turn reminds him of delicious booze. He has a drinking problem?
Well,
I thought these games were for kids.
Well, of course they are for kids, Jane, but just like the world's favourite plastic building bricks, LEGO games work on so many levels that anyone can have some knockabout fun with them, be they child or parent or 20-something comic enthusiast with a really impressive collection of licensed LEGO playsets, if I do say so myself. And with this latest LEGO game based on the two blockbusting Avengers movies, as well as elements of the two Captain America movies and second Thor movie, the cross-demographic appeal is strong with this one, because box office records show that everyone and their dog loves the Avengers. It's also based on the third Iron Man film, but I won't hold that against it if you don't hold it against me that I said cross-demographic just then. The game starts where Age of Ultron did in frosty, war-torn, fictional Sokovia, before retelling and remixing story elements from the mentioned movies in a cooperative jaunt through a set of open-world hubs.
Loki Septim must be here. Starker couldn't mount this defense without it.
Levels include Hawkeye's farm homestead, Washington DC, Tony Stark's pad in Malibu, snowy Sokovia, and of course the avenging epicenter of Manhattan. It's only here in Manhattan you can equip Iron Man's enormous Hulkbuster armor, but elsewhere you got access to a suite of 13 Iron Mans through this neat HUD menu. To be honest, I'd be this happy if I had 13 Iron Man suits. You won't only be playing as Iron Man, of course, with LEGO Marvel's Avengers roster of over 200 Marvel characters.
I am mighty.
Among their number are the core avenging A-Team, your Hulks and your Hawkeyes, along with lesser-known Marvel stars like Daredevil and Jessica Jones, Ms. Marvel, and the recent lady incarnation of Thor. From there, it's brick-bashing, stud-harvesting business as usual, as each Marvel character brings their special power to bear, like Thor's mighty hammer, Cap's mighty shield, and Hawkeye's arrows. You do you, Clint. Then, in the Avengers' spirit of teamwork, each pairing of Avengers also has unique double-team combo moves, as seen at the top of the show, with which partnered Avengers bring out the best in each other. Hulk squirts Iron Man like fizzy water, yes, but Iron Man shoots Hulk with his laser to make him mega angry and kill everyone. So, Tony gives as good as he gets.
Oh, Lego Hulk is adorable!
Yeah, and it's about time the Avengers got a game.
The Avengers have had loads of games.
Really? Are they any good?
Very few. History shows that really great games starring the Avengers are rarer than a copy of Tales of Suspense issue 39 in mint condition. Consider these 5 sloppy Avenger outings that we're still trying to forget.
Why?
Avengers in Galactic Storm was a 1995 arcade beat-em-up with the sort of 90s pre-rendered 3D graphics that made every character look like a shiny plastic action figure version of themselves. In spite of the title, Captain America is the hero and the only playable Avenger from the modern movie lineup. Current megastars Thor and Iron Man are demoted in favour of such classic Avengers as Crystal, Black Knight and Thunderstrike, aka less good Thor.
Thunderbolt!
Instead, Thor and Iron Man are relegated to assistant characters, occasionally dropping in to help out before flying away again.
The mighty!
Apparently it's the first appearance of assistant characters in a modern fighting game. Not to do the cap down, but how about make your main guy the immortal Norse god with control of lightning, rather than the tea-tray wielding GI on growth hormones? Not content with tainting Captain America's good name, Spider-Man and Captain America in Doctor Doom's Revenge dragged Spidey down with it too. This was a terrible beat-em-up released for 80s home computers, including the Amiga and Atari ST. Who can forget the legendary battle between Captain America and Robot? At least that's an actual fight. The game really hits rock bottom during the superhero challenge portion, in which you jump backwards and forwards over a tiny flame. Still, if you've ever wanted to see Captain America repeatedly pile-drivered by an angry gorilla, then fill your boots. You won't get that in Captain America Civil War, presumably, because it's ridiculous. With a title that makes it sound like Cap has just quit smoking, Captain America Defies the Doom Tube was an insanely difficult and completely baffling game for those home computers where superheroes apparently went to die in the 80s. The Doom Tube is actually a giant missile base sunk deep beneath the Mojave Desert and filled with a deadly virus. Cap has to build immunity by working his way down the levels, killing robots with a limited supply of shields. Though, to be honest, he spends most of his time operating an elevator like the attendant in an old-timey hotel and resisting the urge to press the button that blows up the entire facility. Relief!
Life is a game for you, isn't it, Stark?
Life is a blast. Survival's the game.
2008 saw the release of some film called Iron Man. Little did we know back then that this was only the first boulder in the eventual lucrative avalanche of shared universe Marvel movies, or how they managed to stuff up the tie-in Iron Man video game as badly as they did. As if it wasn't painful enough to pilot the Mark III suit, which handled like a shopping trolley with a dodgy wheel and the power of flight, the missions were such repetitive slogs, you can bet the real Tony Stark would have sacked them off to go and drink a Mai Tai by a pool. Hey, maybe the Iron Patriot can help you out, guys. I'm getting a massage.
Give it a rest, Shakespeare.
Speaking of the real Tony Stark, although Robert Downey Jr. is listed as the voice of Tony Stark, a different and presumably much less expensive voice actor is listed as the voice of Iron Man. You do know that Tony and Iron Man are the same guy, don't you, video game? And get this, you know that Bruce Wayne guy? He's Batman.
Pepper, you alright in there? Pepper, you okay? Pepper? Pepper!
Hulk has been taken prisoner by members of the Pantheon. His captors are transporting him to their secret base, the Mount.
Voice acting was less of an issue for the 1996 Hulk outing known as The Incredible Hulk, The Pantheon Saga. Less of an issue because it didn't really have any. What it did have was a rubbish Hulk sprite that ran around collecting blobs of science and bashing stuff in an unconvincingly hulky way. The story was a whole lot of shoddily animated nothing, but the characters were lifted from genuine Marvel comic material, set during a period when the not-so-jolly Green Giant was rolling with a mythology-themed super team called the Pantheon. Members included Ulysses, Ajax, Hector and Atalanta, who had a plasma bow and arrow and could fly. It's enough to make you miss old Hawkeye, eh, Bruce?
Now it's time to see what's written in the comments and on those bloodstained Captain America collectible cards I found.
Did you borrow those from Agent Coulson?
Borrowed. Yes. Speaking of LEGO Marvel's Avengers, here are your comments on our first gameplay footage from LEGO Marvel's Avengers.
So, like and subscribe for more from your favourite superhero team that doesn't have Batman in it.
Commenter King Revit First, who is probably a career criminal in Gotham, says, "You had me at no Batman in it."
Not so according to Laszlock, who points out that between Tony and Black Panther, the Avengers basically does have Batman in it.
Good opinion, unlike this from Psychic Wraithchand the Cardinal Snake, who says, "Best Avenger is Hawkeye, bar none." Ha!
He's alright, I like Hawkeye.
That is the Hawkeye of opinions.
Moving on before this gets ugly, here are your comments on this video about the video game health items that would be super bad for your health. Even a Call of Duty protagonist knows better than to use any of these following health items, which are much more likely to make you sick than cure your bullet wounds. Some fine suggestions from the Oxketeers, including this one from Master of Goats, who says, "The potato in the toilet in Bioshock Infinite."
Well, if you can think of a better place to keep potatoes, I'd like to hear it.
How about a cupboard?
Oh yeah, that is better.
Richard Flint, meanwhile, feels that pretty sure eating maggots out of a rotting corpse in Mad Max should have been on this list.
Yeesh.
Packed with protein, gross, corpsey protein. And commenter Zachary Adji asks, what about Red Dead Revolver? The healing item was whiskey, lol.
Yeah, but whiskey's good for you. I'm a much better dancer after I drink some, so it must be. Finally this week, a look back at the first video in 2015's Xbox Xmas Challenge, which you can still catch up with via the playlist link on screen now.
In Metal Gear Solid 5, wipe out an entire outpost with only D-Dog. So wipe out, a lot of killing there. I don't really like to make D-Dog kill, but It's Christmas. Has to be done.
Thomas Mack was pleased, saying, "Yes! I love the Xbox Xmas Challenge! Literally my newest and most favourite Christmas tradition now."
Yeah, mine is still being visited by 3 time-themed ghosts who try and get me to change my ways.
Also a classic.
But the challenge was too easy for commentator Todd the Toddler Howard, probably not that one, who says, the real challenge would be doing that using only D-Horse.
Me and that horse aren't speaking. He knows what he did.
In that case, try this from Nardraug Kuma, who says, a challenge for Mike. Get through any one mission of Dishonored without killing a single person.
Challenge accepted. Well, I tried.
Did you?
Nope.
All right, I'm going back to the studio.
Maybe if I... No, it's literally impossible.
That's it for Show of the Week, but remember, whosoever be he worthy shall have the power to press the like button. Give it a try.
Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.
All right, so did you learn much teamwork from the Avengers in the end?
No, but I did learn how much seltzer water to add to my whiskey.
Ah, delicious.